Welcome back to the Stuff Whatever podcast. Your host, BQuanchi here. Before we get started, I'd like to say the best way to support me in the channel is to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe here on YouTube. Check out the videos on the channel, including some Let's Plays. And for this month, I'm doing two Let's Play uploads every uh, Wednesday and Thursday, as well as the stream VODs get uploaded Saturday, Sunday. I may ease up on the podcast just because it's little me, just not saying much, but I have stuff to talk about this week, so I have a very special podcast. Also, follow me on X or Twitter, and also on Twitch, where you can see this live streams Thursday and Friday night. Had a little bit of activity on the Sonic Lost World stream, so thankfully that helped me beat boss. So I'm going to finish that next week and still going to continue Hollow Knight and Blasphemous and some other stuff that's coming because I just finished Spyro. But I don't know if I got more traction, more attention, I'll probably be open to do more. But I do work a full time job as well, and also I got a new laptop as well. Before I get into that, I also want to mention I'm getting the habit of scheduling community posts on the YouTube channel because I used to do that a little bit to promote this and that on the channel, like it's more specifically playlists of completed games. I do like to organize stuff on the channel so you can go to the channel page and see all the playlists. I might update the ones featured on the main page just to switch them out to more current ones because I think I'm gonna have a few more completed because I just did Spyro. Use a reignited version of the first Spyro game, so that's on the channel and stuff like that. So every Tuesday you'll see like a little community post with a link. And speaking of links as well, something I just recently heard about on online about YouTube Shorts is that at the end of August they're going to disable the ability to post links and comments in Shorts, YouTube Shorts. If I didn't say that, and also in the description, which is a huge pain. I can get with like bots and spam and stuff like that. But I kind of like having that clickable link. I think you should still be able to copy and paste because a lot of my shorts were highlighting games I played, like quick reviews. Even though I'm probably going to take a break from that just because I haven't anything new to really talk about. But as I play more stuff on the channel, likely that is going to be uh, it'll be annoying. I just like having those clickable links for convenience and all that. Yeah, that's pretty much updates on the channel. There's stuff I want to do for more regular uploads on Monday, which are going to be almost non-existing to a regular because there's like some topics I want to do more like video essay styles. Nothing really like a full review, but I'm open to suggestions as well. So always let me know in the comments and stuff like that. But yeah, I got a new laptop, which I'm getting familiar with. I had a HP Omen. I just got it again. So it's a newer version. The difference I did get the is it 68? I think I forget the exact numbers without pulling it up, but I got it's running Windows 11 over 10 and has more RAM. It seems kind of similar as well. It's a little slimmer in terms of its size. Same screen size, but they kind of like shortened it a little bit because it felt like it had a more in terms of the plastic and stuff like that, whatever you want to call it, the laptop, um, where the monitor is a little bit bigger than the screen, so it's a little bit more slim. One of the criticisms with it, not really like criticisms, more like getting used to, they got rid of the numpad on a keyboard, but they have these six, I believe, like supposed to be used as macros or something, um, P1 through 6 on the far left. So I think I had to do like they have like a Omen Game Hub thingy that I haven't played around too much. I think you can enable those like for like online gaming, like MMOs or MOBAs and stuff like that. I was wondering if you can set them up like a Steam Deck, like for OBS or something like that. But I had to look into it a little bit more. But it makes the keyboard a little awkward because it kind of shifts everything a little bit to the right to make room for this little row of keys, P1 through 6. So sometimes I mess up when typing, just got to get adjust my placement versus like physically, my hands will be a little bit more to the left on the keyboard. So, but it's pretty cool. One thing I really like about it is that um, the backlight of it has all these different colors, and you have these like different modes you can customize in terms of like how it lights up. They even have like if you touch each key, it kind of lights up each key. I just have this like static effect that kind of like changes color, which you can't see, but it's neat. But you can even customize, like have them all lit, but have they have like profiles or whatever you want to call them, like for again MOBAs or where it, like highlights the WASD or whatever you want to call it, the WASD for online and like numbers 1 through 9 and stuff like that. So you can customize it. So if you're playing a certain game, you can have the specific keys you want. Although I'm more of a gamepad player when it comes to PC, I have my Steam library and all that. So yeah, but for the most part, I use a gamepad. But I just like the pretty colors. I'm a little easy to please. And then one other thing I'm thinking about with my laptop is the webcam. I think it's significantly better. I think maybe part of it is that my lighting is so bad in the area I do my uh, streams and stuff like that too, or whatever. So that's why I never really do um, face cam. I'm kind of open to it, but I kind of wish I would have more room physically, and also um, I maybe better camera. And another thing, like the little video essays I keep putting off, the convenience is that I'm streaming that with no face cam or anything. I can take that footage easily and reuse it. It just depends. And also getting really used to the microphone settings. Like I always feel like the built-in microphones in laptop aren't that great. I have been using the HyperX Quadcast, which I really enjoy too. But I'm just getting used to like OBS. I did test a little bit for my stream later tonight. The OBS does not OBS, but the HyperX. It's like all these cool settings where you can kind of like block sounds from like just focus on in front of you or all around. So that's one reason I got it, that it helps to prevent like side sounds and stuff like that. Because what I used to do is like I really would just rely on my microphone picking up the audio from the game when I'm recording, even like Let's Plays or streaming on that. But it seems like it's not doing that. Maybe it's more so like it's working like it should. So I think for my streams and all that, I'm gonna have it. Because before I would just have it mute desktop audio and have it pick up on the microphone just because that seems to work. But I might. It seems like I can just use the desktop audio. So the audio for gameplay might be a little bit better. I just get really iffy with the mixing and stuff like that, like making sure my voice isn't drowned out, like the game's not too loud, the game's not too quiet. But a nice thing, because I do live in Arizona, I got this fan in my bedroom. It's not too noisy, but I felt like it picked it up before, so like, oh great. But I think it should be good. I am testing on this podcast. Another reason to record this podcast is that I'm testing the fan that way. I'm not like, because I know I'm pretty sure if I had AC on, it's going to pick that up, even though it seems a lot more. So I'm not sure if just this new computer uh, calibrated or works better with the HyperXs. I'm literally using the same settings. I did have to boost the microphone because it does have a little knob at the bottom. So that's one thing I'm a little concerned about is picking up my voice, but also messing with program I usually use. And for the podcast, I in the past I use like the sound recorder, um, that's like a default app, and I guess in Windows, and it seemed like it's for some reason I'm not sure if it's a playback or something. I realize how simple it is, but I do use Audacity for time to time for like shorts and stuff like that. And I think I'm just gonna switch to Audacity just for like everything that's recorded that's not captured in OBS. So yeah, I'm not sure that what other good programs are in terms of recording just audio, but Audacity seems to do the trick. The next thing I want to talk about is it's kind of a small blurb about beard care because I've been growing out my hair a lot, facial and on my head. I'm not too much of a on-camera guy, especially with the YouTube channel, but on occasion I'll post a selfie on Instagram. Not so much really Twitter. I'm open to it, but I think I maybe once in a while. But I'm not too much like I'm an influencer. Look at me kind of thing. But it's been growing out, and I've been trying experimenting with like beard product because I think one, even though I love my facial hair, I feel like a big pain with it is it can get dry and itchy. I think more so when it's more grown out. I kind of played around with beard oil and I heard that like a beard cream. I'm not sure the difference between beard cream and beard balm. So I was kind of like looking online. I did try some beard cream, and I think that works a little bit better. I don't know, but I was looking online. Like, can you use both? Like, I don't want to feel like I'm uh, uh, my dog is shake. So one of the his dog tags uh, popped up on the audio, but we'll see. But basically, like, I don't feel like I'm buying like three or four different beard products that do essentially the same thing. Because I did get the shampoo too, and that might help. I don't know. Maybe it's like spending too much on just facial hair care. But from Red Line, like you can use oil and cream. Like the thing is, use the oil first. I still gotta buy like a brush, and I ordered it, but a brush and a beard comb. So it says if you're using oil, use a beard brush. Then with using the cream, use the beard comb. You can do the oil first and then the cream. So I'm not sure if that's gonna work better. It's one of those weird things I can't like just like talk to some random people on the street about like how they take care of the beard. Although they have barbers and stuff like that too that actually specialize in grooming beards and all that, especially long, bushy ones. And it's not like too long. Um, like if I bend down, my neck down, I can kind of barely hit the bottom of my neck, like almost my top of my chest. But there's some random blurbs about my beard. Next thing I want to talk about is the Pokemon Direct that came out this week. And I think how they sum it up, I saw a little meme that has like the Pokemon Presents logo, and it says like this could have been sent in an email. So it's kind of lackluster. I kind of put my hopes out there. Some things I would like to see is maybe an update. I don't. Maybe I would say more of a sequel versus like an update on Pokken Tournament. Because that'd be really cool to like revisit that game and other games they've done in the past, like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and Pokemon Ranger. Which I believe that on the Switch was that like a remake or something like that. I forget the one that's actually on Switch, and that's stuff like maybe a black and white remake. Yeah, let me see. Oh, yeah, and one thing that people have been wanting is legacy content when it comes to the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance because they have those on NSO. They did mention Pokemon Trading Card Game and Pokemon Stadium 2, which had been announced a while back. So just like confirm, hey, remember how it's a long time ago? Well, it's actually here. Let's see. Oh yeah, and the Pokemon Legends sequel or a follow-up as well. So that was a bummer. It really is nothing really new. We had updates on games we already knew about, like Detective Pikachu, all those mobile games like Pokemon Go, Cafe, Sleep, Masters EX. I always forget when it comes to like Pokemon Directs. Always forget about Pokemon Unite, and I seem to always talk about the Pokemon World Championships, which I guess is pretty cool if you can do that, but nothing I really got into. Uh, I would say like the biggest highlight is Mew. They I'm trying to think when the end date is, but I'm sure people know about it already. But does it they have a mystery code for Mew, and that you can get in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? And then besides that, well, they had some details about the DLC, which I don't know, I kind of like zone out and not care too much about. Some of the legendaries don't look that great. New Pokemon I guess some of the new Paradox Pokemon coming out are kind of cool. The Raikou and I forget his name. The blue one of like the I forget. I think it's from Gen 4, Iron something. And you have like a weird new evolution for Applin, which doesn't look that interesting. But one thing I like is seeing all the Pokemon they're bringing back. Some of my favorites like Rhyperior, Electivire, Magmortar, and stuff like that. So I'm always just like excited for the updates of Pokemon you can import from the game because I want to import all the other ones I have in Sword and Shield to this version. Because I also have like shinies I get from Pokemon Go, and I always wish I had more of an audience because I have extra shinies I can just shell out. But I get pretty much most of my shinies from uh, Pokemon Go, and a little bit from Legends Arceus. Is it? I think it's Arceus, not Arceus, whatever. So if I had more of a following, I would. just give out shinies or do that on stream and stuff like that. But I would still need to get it set up too for my Switch um, to play on stream. I did have a slight rant about Pokemon Go. 'Cause remember back in the day when Pokemon Home first launched, like, oh, this is really cool. And like, I did the quest for Mew and Jirachi and stuff like that. So, oh, I can import them into Pokemon Sword and Shield. And then when I did that, I imported into Home first, and then it wouldn't let me do it into Sword and Shield. Like, you can't do it. I think they might update to be more specific, but you can't import. I think very few. I think maybe it's just Mew, Jirachi, and maybe Celebi. Because I know a while back they did have a mystery code for Celebi, so I do have that Pokemon in the game. Like, you can't import it from Go, even though it came like from Go to Home. You can't import it to a main series game unless you already got that Pokemon in the game. I did do that. I don't think Meltan counted as well because I was able to import that. But since I got this Mew from mystery code, I was able to import my other Mew into I have Violet, so I imported the Violet. Like, okay, cool. Now I have my two Mews. Like the Mew that was trapped in Pokemon Home for the longest time is now in the real game. And I tested it out. Like I traded my Mew I got in Violet, moved it to Home, moved it back into Sword, and then let me import the Mew. After like saved it, let me import the Mew from originally from Go into that one too. So because I think they expected you to get Mew from like the Pokeball thing with Let's Go, Let's yeah, Eevee, Pikachu, whatever. So I know there was another way to get Mew, but it's annoying that I got it from Go and it was trapped in home for the longest time. So now I have two Mews in my game. It's like that I still have Jirachi. Like you can import Jirachi in Pokemon Sword, but it won't let me. I think it lets you do it if you got a Jirachi from a raid. I think someone said that online a long time ago. Like if you because they don't do. I think he's the only mythical Pokemon that was part of raids, and I think maybe because he's tied to the special research, it won't let me unless he's like already in the game. But that's annoying. I would like to bring my Jirachi over, but we'll see. Maybe they'll do it on the mystery code as well. I think they're doing that because I did it when that Pokemon movie. There's another one like Zarude or whatever, a shiny one that I got, as well as Celebi. I think when the Pokemon Jungle movie came out. But yeah, just some stuff with the Pokemon deck Direct. Kind of lame. I know Mewtwo is gonna have raids, which seems pretty cool. But I was able to import my Mewtwo from uh, Sword. One thing I hope with the DLC is they bring back more opportunities to catch legendaries. Because when they did a second part in Gen 8, you had the Dynamax Adventures, whatever. Just got a series of battles, but you were able to get a lot of legendary Pokemon that way. So we'll see. Okay, next thing I want to talk about on this podcast is something I mentioned, wanted to mention. I forgot about just like some stupid stuff, but when I was on vacation a few weeks ago, I was hanging out with my old high school friends and stuff like that. And like his wife was saying, "Oh, we have this wedding to go to. I think for her sister or her friend or something like that." And how to get special, just like dress shoes. So we went to, I guess you can say like a mall. It's like a Galleria or whatever you want to call those big fancy name for a mall. But we went to a Macy's and I tried on these shoes and that shoes and stuff like that. So like I was bored and kind of like walked around and stuff like that. But my God, like the clothes, the I guess like Dillard's or J.C. Penney's. I know J.C. Penney's have been doing well financially and they've been shutting down. But the clothes are like ridiculously priced just for like a T-shirt or a tank top or a hat and stuff like that. Like a lot of them like $60, $80, $100 or more just for like one article of clothing. It's like that's ridiculous. 'Cause kind of like Ralph Lauren kind of stuff in terms of like brand, but I feel like you got to be lucky to get them at like one of those. I want to say like knockoff stores, but like raw stretch for less, or maybe find lucky at a thrift store like a Goodwill. Um, like my God, I this why would some people pay that much for clothing? Although it just could be me with how much money I make and stuff like that too. But when I see clothes, it seems so ridiculous to me. Like spending like over $100 on this one piece of clothing. Because I'm like a t-shirts and jeans or shorts kind of guy. I have no shame in shopping like at Walmart. Target's had some pretty cool clothes too. I'm honestly not sure if there's a huge difference in quality in terms of like getting a t-shirt or tank top. Like shorts, like I would not like with that same price, I could probably buy 4 or 5 different articles of clothing somewhere else. Also got me thinking about. I think it's more so like in movies or TV shows and stuff like that, where they like had the popular girls that click and stuff like that. Like, oh, you got that at Walmart, or like you paid what? You paid only $20 for your outfit, and they like focuses on brands. Uh, I don't even know too much brands like with girls like Chanel or Versace or I don't know any of these brand names that much. But I feel like if you that person get that is obsessed with fans or that judgmental in terms of like putting people down for wearing cheaper clothes and that you're spending so much on your clothes, I think that's like one of the shittiest people out there. I mean, besides people who actually hurt people, like when it comes to like murder, hurting humans, hurting animals, or really uncool stuff, stealing, just like all that. We can get sent to prison for. And rather than that, like for shitty people in the universe, people can go to prison for doing these certain crimes. They're pretty much at the top. And then below that, right below that, are probably people who are judgmental with pricey clothes and brands and stuff like that. I honestly don't get it unless I was making. That's probably never gonna happen. Making a ridiculous amount of money, where I have so much disposable income, I might be inclined to do so. But I know I'd rather just like if I'm gonna buy high end stuff or put money out, maybe a nice car, a nice a modest home, a nice bed, a maybe nicer bed and all that. But it just seems crazy to think of how much money people spend on pricey clothes. And again, if you're judgmental about that, then uh then go fuck yourself. But I think anyone who is judgmental about that is probably not listening to this podcast on this channel. Pretty much no one is. Anyways, I can say that about superficial people like that. So I think just having that mindset, like if someone's going to treat you differently based on how much you spend on your clothes, and that says a lot about them. Like I can get like make sure like your clothes aren't too bratty. Like if it's like really dirty and grungy and like getting holes in it, like replace clothes. Like it's important about appearance in a sense to be presentable and not look like some bum or whatever. But yeah, I probably buy a lot of my clothes from like Walmart. As well, I like to admit that, but sometimes online if I find something on Amazon or even some a good thrift store find. Never can go wrong with a good thrift store find. And next, I'm going to talk about a little blurb about reaction content. 'Cause I know that's been kind of more trending, I guess, when it comes to like online or on X, which is really Twitter. I'm not sure I'm gonna keep on getting a habit of saying X, but it's Twitter. Um, 'Cause another big one that was kind of recent was XQC, which I don't know too much about him. I think like Ethan Klein from the H3 kind of like back and forth and stuff like that, which I don't follow his content really either, but like kind of pointing out how it's like stealing content when people like quote unquote react, but they're not really adding much or just like repeating what's happening or just sitting there. And someone even like I saw a clip online that XCC actually left for 10 minutes while the content was running and then came back. So he literally had that on his stream for 10 minutes and he didn't add anything to it. And it's even funny. Like I remember that's the guy, the streamer that Kick like paid, I think 100 million for. I forget the numbers again, but they shelled out a lot of money to get XQC on Kick. And again, I don't know where he's from. I did like some light research. I guess he was big into esports and Overwatch and stuff like that. I don't know what else he does, but looking at like when I've been hearing snippets from his React content, it looks like pointless and he has not much to add. But a funny note is when it comes to reaction content is I saw this video from Jack's Film. I know he was like one of the older YouTube people, but I know he made a really good video talk about it, and it was more focused on this user or whatever called Sniper Wolf, who has a bunch of followers and it's crazy, or subscribers or whatever. But like pointing like how you just got to see his videos because he made a side channel called like Jax because Sniper has extra S's at the front of her name. So Jax made a new one with a couple J's from Jax Films. I was like, Jax Films. It's kind of like making fun of her. I'm not. I wouldn't say like just making fun because he makes some points too. Because a lot of issues is that content stealing in a way, especially like viral clips on TikToks, and there's no credit to the creator to the point that it may like crop out the at or the username and stuff like that. But they like, point out like how she doesn't add too much or like she's like rereading captions or I don't know. It's kind of hard to like really explain. So like check out Jack's films, the video he did, and check out his side channel that he made. It's really funny, but it's just like crazy that these people get so many views, so many subscribers when they're not doing too much. Um, and also kind of like mention that a lot of things are like React content too. Like you can argue that like streaming games or Let's Plays is React, although you kind of more reacting to the game and gameplay and getting more involved with the content you're going to. And of course, like give credit where credit is due. But yeah, now I remember. Jack also made this point that it's like creating or getting a bunch of viral clips and putting them together. Because I think with the other young people, he made his argument is that they just want to see the funny vines or not vines. That's dead long ago. The funny TikToks and just have them conveniently on one channel where you go, oh, it's like TikTok compilations and not really caring about what the quote unquote content creator has to add to it, but just that they can watch those TikToks, especially ones they haven't seen before. But unfortunately, you can't really uh, g see the original account that had them, that made these clips, made these bits, or made this content. So it is kind of funny, but it's just like crazy that people make almost low effort. Like this, like I'm not sure how much work goes into like getting all these together and quote unquote react. I'm not sure. Back in the day, speaking of old YouTube, is the Fine Bros with their React content. I know they kind of screwed the pooch in the past in terms of their ideas and channels and branding and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of times their video is like highlighted if it's about like a music video or a piece of content online. That was a highlight. So you know, like, hey, if I want to see more of this creator that they're reacting to or whatever, I feel that's like at least a good compliment about the old Fine Bros content. But I own this. If I was anyone, I think when I have someone new with no much presence online notoriety can like make a new React channel because I'm not sure what the Sniper Wolf chick did before, but yeah, I think she has over 5 million subscribers on YouTube or even more. I'm too lazy to check it out because I don't really care for her. Uh, but I think it's fun. I might watch more if I'm bored. Have extra time. Or it's actually entertaining. But watch the Jack's Films side channel. Because he even plays like bingos for certain things that happen in her videos and stuff like that. So definitely recommend at least checking out or know about it because when it comes to like people creating content online, it's um, it's very just interesting to say the least, but it's how like people do certain things but still have all this success in terms of views and subscribers and stuff like that. So it's kind of crazy and a lot of times arguable that it's theft in terms of content, but it's the way of the internet at the moment. And last thing I want to talk about on this podcast, got a little blurb I wanted to talk about as well, just like, random ideas. But you ever watch some of those like videos? It's like you can say it's technically wildlife, but it's like more domesticated. Like I'm not sure like the whole details if they're like sanctuaries or stuff like that. I think people might have them as pets as well, but like wildlife, like they must have them when they're like very young or like babies, and then like have them domesticated. Because I've seen like Instagram pages or like TikToks, like I think some of the big ones are a fox. It's like, oh, I want to pet frogs or raccoons. A raccoon's like a really big one too. Like raccoons is like chilling on the couch or eating. I'm not sure if they're feeding like dog food or something like that, like cans of kibble. I'm not sure. That's one thing I get concerned about, like having the right nutritional needs for these animals. If you're having these wildlife aspect, I think you can consider them like a raccoon is technically wildlife. It's not meant to be a pet, but then treating them like pets. I think even like dressing them up too. But and again, we talk about nutrition and raccoons. They pretty much eat from the garbage. But one I really like, so these like things that cheer me up too is otters, because I do really love the otters. And I think maybe again it might be like from a zoo or sanctuary, like seeing them like playing around in a bucket of ice or just like play around in the water and stuff like that. Like it's been like a meme, the one where they have like the little protective glass, but they have little holes in it, and like the otter can put out his hand, and then the person on the side can hold hands with the otter or something like that. Let touch hands. It's really cute. I would love to get involved with otters or stuff like that. Like doubt I would ever have any of these wildlife as a domesticated pet, but it seems like it is just like so cute and adorable, and I'm such an animal person. But I think I'm fine with my two dogs. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool to go to. I know there's like mixed controversial sides when it comes to like a zoo in terms of animal treatments. I think like sanctuaries where I hear a lot when it comes to like more of the better places that focus more on the animals versus a zoo. It's kind of like they're making money with people coming through and all that. But yeah, I would love to like be friends with a raccoon and the otter and a little fox and stuff like that. But I don't think I'd have it as a pet. But I was just curious how to get to the point where they become like domesticated wildlife where they can eat pets. So I'm sure if you'd like grab a raccoon, I was gonna say raccoon off the street, but I'm not sure how many raccoons you see on the street. Um, but like uh, either you have to have them as a baby and young, or if they just like adapt as like, okay, I'm in a domesticated house now, and I got to act like a uh, not act feral and stuff like that. But I'm not sure how. Maybe you have to like watch videos or documentaries on raccoons, like how they behave and stuff. Like I don't know. I think it would be cool to have, but one thing I would always love to do is meet a bear. But then you get really scared about that. I think what the movie came out a few years ago, months ago, Cocaine Bear. Somebody sees like stuff like people with like bear. I don't know if it was like a pet or like someone out in the woods or maybe part of a sanctuary for wildlife or something like that. But like hugging a bear or the bear's even like kissing them or sitting at the table and stuff like that. Because I would bet you would have to have that bear as a cub. So you like imprint on them, whatever. But I'm kind of maybe I just have to like look online and dive into like these animal people who keep wildlife as pets. Those are the Tiger King too. I'm not sure. Are they going to do any more follow up? Because I know they did a season after he went to prison. That's kind of cool too. I think that's why a lot of people were attracted to like those tiger um, maybe zoos. I don't know what without revisiting the whole Tiger King series, but I think that was a big thing too. Like, and I guess you can call them domesticated. It's kind of like I think they still kind of just depending on how you look at it and which person's running it. You know, there's, so many different like I guess zoos, whatever you want to call them. That they kind of went outside, but they were able to like play with them introduce them to guests and stuff like that. But then again, they have to worry about like a tiger like biting on the shoe or stuff like that, kind of keep them in check. Where it feels like, hey, if you're not careful, these tigers can get you. I think someone even lost an arm or something like that. But it's been so long since I watched the Tiger King. And that, but I think maybe a tiger would be not so interested in the sense that I'll feel like I'll be more in danger regardless of maybe it was like a baby tiger or something like that. But like the bear is like the one I would like, but I'll be like, I wouldn't say too scared. Is like too skeptical and like too like, okay, this can turn bad really quick, no matter how friendly the bear seems. But I'm a bear. They can see the little bear in the corner of the podcast, little static video. But yeah, I don't know if I was maybe I went to a bear sanctuary and can say hi to a bear and stuff like that. But I'll be really cautious. Then you also worry like, oh, can they smell your fear and stuff like that? And are they gonna uh, pick up on that and attack you and stuff like that. But bears are also one of my favorite animals. That's kind of why he's the I have a bear as a mascot character for the channel and all that. But I think that will do it for this podcast. So thanks so much for listening. Hopefully this sounds good because it's a completely new setup. Test stuff out. Hopefully the fan I have in the background isn't being picked up. I don't, maybe I need some recommendations for good audio capture with microphone. Yeah, because when I talk, it doesn't feel like it's picking up static sound, but sometimes like I'm listening back, it's like maybe not as obvious. But that'll do it. Like again, best way to for me like, comment, subscribe. Check out everything else on a YouTube channel, a lot of gaming stuff. There'll be community posts as highlighting old playthrough series I've done. Um, and then probably after August, it's going to be back to one Let's Play upload a week. Some fun stuff I'm kind of looking forward to having on channel in terms of what games I selected and stuff like that. But it is what it is. So that'll do it for now. So y'all take care and have a good rest of your day. Bye.